But like in theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the show today. Man, it's been an exciting day. Hasn't it been exciting? Now, I've got the title of the video, Pulsechain Epic Buy Opportunity. It looks just incredible out there at the moment. Who would have thought you would have got another go at the old Pulsechain before the Christmas rally and crypto rally? It's going to be insane. The other thing, of course, what's the big driving factor? Seems to be the Interpol red notice that was given to Richard Hart. What a sham, what a sham. Just the most ridiculous thing. And of course, we're going to talk all about that in the show. Now, I've got some special guests. We're going to look at the markets, of course, and see how they're reacting at the moment. And of course, the bridge. Bridge has been quite stuck for a while, so we'll get into that. Before we do, let's pull up some other characters from the Pulsechain Hex community and some of our moderators as well. Big shout out. Let's go. All right, we've got Wookie Yosa in the house. Hey, Wookie, how you
doing? Hey, Super, how you doing, bud? Yeah, good to see you.
You might have to put mute on your computer because we've got the echo.
Oh, yes.
It sounds like a good rap video, though. It makes for a good rap video.
There's always something. How's that?
Better? So, what do you think of all the drama at the markets today, man? Is that crazy or what?
Absolutely, Super, yeah. What a crazy day, eh? Who was expecting? Here we were, Christmas coming. We're all just chilling back, relaxing, barbecuing down as we do down under, and then all of a sudden, it's all going crazy on us, right?
Amazing. It has gone absolutely insane. But man, the buy opportunities, you got to pick it off the right time, and there's going to be a bit of volatility, but it's going to be pretty crazy. I guess we should bring in one of our TA gurus. Let's bring in Brennan in the house. Hey, Brennan, how you doing?
Oh, look at that guy.
Let's do an audio check. Audio, mic check.
Hey, Super, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Oh, your audio's coming in nice and good there. Big shout out. I was wondering, there was like a triple echo on Wookie's voice. I realized that Discord was probably one of the echoes there, but that's just the way it
goes. That's definitely possible.
So, Brendan, what do you reckon of today's absolute / carnage / opportunity of a lifetime on the old Pulsechain today? Brendan, can you hear us?
Oh, well, it was quite the FUD event, wasn't it? Really? Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Pretty crazy opportunity, man. I mean, honestly, the market price is absolutely looking awesome. Who would have thought? Hex was looking like it was about to go to that next level. We've got the Christmas rally ahead of us. We've got this pullback in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and now you get an opportunity to pick up some real goodies out there. I'm thinking of PDGC. I'm talking about Teddy Bear. I'm talking about Hex, Pulsechain, PulseX incentive. I mean, it is just a Christmas shop galore, really.
Absolutely. Anyone that didn't take advantage, like you can understand how they, originally when they heard the information, how they would have been held back. Yeah. But, the outcome and the way Richard's responding, I don't think there's anything to be worried about. I think these guys have been coming after him for long enough now. So, it's just a black swan in the short term. So
100%. It has been a crazy...
What do you think?
Yeah, go, Wookie.
I was just going to say, there's every time these events happen, I always think to myself how silly it is not to actually have some capital sitting in stable coins. But I always find it so hard to have money just sitting there for events. I always find I end up using it. And then I always regret it when something comes along like this, where you can basically, get a bargain. And obviously the bridge is clogged. Generally, the your beats go up, the cost of transactions go up, and you kind of end up being in a tricky situation.
Let's talk about that, man. we saw some insane stuff around the gas prices. I saw 90 million beats on the gas.
Yeah.
90 million.
Yeah. I saw
beats.
about 82 or something. Yeah.
82. What was the previous? I mean, my previous record, we've been here every day since Pulsechain launched. My previous record was what, we were up 40 million or something, but today, like 90 million.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I think roughly 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah. No,
And
I couldn't do anything. Couldn't do a thing.
Yeah, and I know that people were trying to buy and sell, like send stuff across the bridge. The bridge was getting stuck. Now, I think the confirmations, was it 96 confirmations that they were going through, but it was just getting stuck, probably because of that high gas prices on the Pulsechain side, is my guess. What, you got any thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When I was looking at the gas rates, it was only 6.5 times more expensive than Ethereum, which is insane if you think about it, because normally it's
it was like
hundreds times cheaper.
Yeah,
I think it was $5 for a transaction on Pulse at some point.
Yeah.
Was it $5? Yeah, I didn't actually.
Yeah, you
look
got
to see
$5
what the
for
actual,
a Pulse swap.
but I just knew it had to be high. Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man. Hey, we've got a couple of comments in the chat. Let's get to some of those. We've got Crypto Fury in the house. Hey guys, how's it going? Good to see you, Crypto Fury, one of our Mafia family members, one of the best out there. Big shout out. More Mafia Mat launch today. Yeah, another day for launch. Technical issue apparently. What a lucky to delay the launch of Mafia Mat with this event. That's really good. I would, if I was Jacob, and you got some good amount of stables, I'd be trying to pick off a lot of these good tokens, right? I mean, imagine it going back up and you got all the asset value. Yeah, it could be pretty cool. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah. Well, Fast Old Duel, he's saying he's only here for the tech. So there you go.
Oh, we got Fast Old Duel on there. Good thing I'm here for the tech. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, nice one. Good one, Fast Old.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Lies Beneath in with the Alpha Hex Pulse X Center for the 100%. What a bargain to pick it up right now.
What an OG. We love Lies
absolutely. Yeah.
Crypto says bounce already happening. Yeah, we'll see a bit of that. Should we get some of the charts and have a look at that? We'll get to the gas prices too.
Let's do it.
Let's pick that up. All right. So you take it away there, Brennan, since you're our TA guru.
Oh, well, look at the opportunities. So, I was looking at a couple of the tokens that were covering, since the dip themselves. Obviously, the PRC20 copies are still on sale.
Mm-hmm.
But your core coins are starting to recover pretty well. Obviously Hex. I don't know if you can throw up some EMAs and possibly RSIs. Super.
Let's do that. So EMA. Let's. How many of those do you want? 2 or 1?
Yeah, just 2. Put up 21s and 50s, even 200. Sorry, because even some of them on the long time frames hit 200.
All right. So we're doing.
And
21.
it just sort of showed that. Some of these levels are just targets in the macro sense, on the weeklies, for PDI and a few of the other tokens. These are just targets that were hit and really.
So what do you want for this one? I got 21 and the what?
50?
200, maybe.
50?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, and a 200 if you can.
All right, sweet.
The prices pretty much came down and hit resistance though, right? I mean, it was quite amazing when you look at all the charts.
Yeah.
They all kind of definitely hit those support areas, which is unusual for an event like this, right?
The smaller time frames look aggressive, but then on the longer time frames, it's like they went to these levels as just a retest. So, yeah, when Super gets up a few of these.
All right, let's go to the daily. That's the daily there.
There you go, 200. We wick below the 200 on the daily for Hex, but we're well back above it now.
Yeah, it's come straight back there, right?
Good support there. Yeah, absolutely. And even if you throw that on the weekly, Superman, that might show something as
That's all right. No, it's quite cool. I was just playing around with that, so I had to do it.
We rugged you.
That's awesome. Yeah, you got to have some fun on these days. Yeah. Anyway, back to business.
So what do you got there? Can you put it on the daily, Super, just to see if that's showing it?
Daily Hex Pulse.
Sorry, weekly. Can you put that on the weekly?
Weekly then. Yeah.
Oh, he's going hardcore. He's going all the way out. Look at this.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you got there? So you're 50. You got the. Have you got the 200 as well?
Yeah, 200.
Okay. Yeah, just we haven't got enough data for the weekly yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're back above the 50 on the. Yeah. That's just a strong impulse back up to the opposite way in regards to how much people actually fell for this event.
We got a bullish cross on the weekly back on the 28th, back on the 4th of November, the beginning of November. And now we've actually, even though we wicked way down to 8800th of a penny, we're now back at 1.7 cents above the 21-day at 1.6.
So we're going to close above this 50 itself. That's obviously going to be a strong trend reversal. We'll probably continue back up to where we left off with these prices in regards to the sentiment. So
I think there's a good chance here, right? Because the bridge has basically been locked up, so there's been no buyers being able to come across the bridge at the moment. So the fact that it's even come back that much up to this point has to be actually a bullish thing, right? Because I think the bridge is starting to let some funds through now, right? So we've been hearing. So there could be some real good buying happening here now. So that wick could really close right back up.
Let's get the drawing out a little bit just to show some of this. Got a circle here, so let's get the circle here and just look where we ended at the the sort of the first week. This is the SEC event, right? That week. And obviously we ended up drifting down after that, but at the moment, we're quite a bit higher here. So
Super. Can you measure that? Sorry to interrupt you, but can you measure that retracement from the bottom of that wick with the SEC back up to where that closed, down from the bottom? So where you got the wick itself to the body of the candle,
like there,
just on that day that you highlighted.
There?
No, just the wick alone
on the
SEC
one, right? Okay, yeah, this one here, yeah.
Back up to the body of the candle, of the exact same candle that you're measuring from.
There we are.
Down lower, just where it closed on that day. So if you go down further, so how much? 64%. So what's that now for today's candle for the bottom to the body? So it shows you right now that the market itself is in much less anxiety or angst to what this news has brought to us. And I wouldn't be surprised if we even head up higher before this daily close candles.
Yeah.
So, this event really is only shaking out the lettuce hands in theory. So, and if anything, there's probably more money on the bridge that's still yet to come in to close this daily. So,
yeah, we did see some, we saw a bit of tight neck sold down, so that maybe that he tried to come over early midday. It was midday, so that was 4.5 hours ago or so. So presumably that just got, I don't know, it's probably through now, but I know it was stuck for several hours. People only just got it out after 3 hours or something. It was crazy.
Definitely. Yeah.
And they even had
3 hours.
So what was that, Wookie?
Oh, sorry, I was just saying, up to 3 hours at least people were stuck on the bridge here. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, considering day one of Pulsechain was 3 days, this event with the amount of validators and they must be pushing these transactions through much more quicker. Obviously, we have a lot more validators now than what we did originally. So yeah,
this has actually turned out to be a very healthy correction before we get that big Christmas rush that we're expecting for crypto.
Oh yeah, the day hasn't even closed yet.
Yeah. So we do need a day close to agree on that. So look at the
I think it'll be higher.
So look at this. We've got a brand new day. I mean, on my chart at least. So we're at almost 1.8 cents now. So what a steal. You're lucky if you got it down here. It went sub 1 cent on here.
Yep, 2x.
2x right there. So there are definitely opportunities. Hey, look, and obviously, let's talk about the other thing. This before we go too far in the daily. We've shaken out a lot of large players here, right? A lot of large sacrifices, a lot of large players have been shaken out. Yep. So we've got less of that. I mean, we've still got them around. Let's not be, silly, but we've got rid of a lot of them, haven't we, over all these weeks? So, it's and the belief is really good right now. So yeah, pretty crazy. So all, what do we get? All from that, all from the notice there. I think I've got it on Superman Crypto, so we'll go to that. Get in the chat, folks. You guys are watching there. Get in any questions, any comments you guys want to make. Let us know in the chat there. Let's pull up. I actually think we've got, I think Somi might actually have something, so I haven't got him up at the moment. So let's quickly go to Somi. I'm pretty sure he covered this earlier. Let's see here. I'm just after the notice here. So we got that notice here. This was the notice one here. Crazy stuff. I actually find a better version of it that's been fake FUD. It's all FUD. I mean, it's all just, it's just socially the corruption of Interpol. It's just crazy. It's just the whole idea is just silly. So let's see if we can pull up. I'm pretty sure I thought he had a decent version of it. It's got one there, but it's got FUD written all over it.
Yeah. That's the two. Yeah, that's the two of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the chart. It is a red notice, which is the highest notice. That's basically, let's go and arrest them. And 196 countries that are part of Interpol. So it is, fairly big deal there. Let's see if we can open that up as a separate image. And we'll try and zoom in on that. And Richard, crime, fraud. So it's a red notice, the worst kind. Fraud, there's about 13,000 red notices in the worldwide. Fraud, including affecting the financial interests of European communities within the meaning of the Convention of 26 July 1995 on the protection of the European community's financial interests. Now, they just make up anything they want, these corrupt agencies, right? This is the problem with these guys, all unelected as well. Sex, male, date of birth, nationality, American, etc. So we've got all that. So published 18th of December 2024, ongoing investigation, they said the state of the cases. Now, this just so happens to be after the SEC, right? Which was looking strongly in favour of Richard based on feedback that we've seen in the market and at the court case.
Yeah, exactly. And isn't it a similar time to when we got the SEC FUD? It was
but the timing of it's really interesting. Just before the SEC, like the judge comes out, it'll be interesting to see what the judge says about this, especially when we think there's a 75% chance plus of it falling in our favour. It's a pretty horrendous. So this is the little dirty tricks that you expect from the SEC and Interpol and things like that. For the purpose of avoiding tax, Schuler failed to observe a statutory duty pertaining to taxation that is of significance in the assessment of tax. So why is it a red notice? Why is it not just a private tax issue with the tax department?
100%. How many other people out there in the world are doing these fraud events and assaults every single day, and yet they're not on this? It's
crazy, dude. It is crazy, this whole thing. Schuler failed to file business tax returns for the tax multiple years. Well, what about the tax department get onto it? It's like, this is a normal business, right? And also failed to complete information on his income of his pre-filed personal tax returns. Or let's put a red notice around on Interpol with the murderers and the terrorists out there. I mean, it's how insane is this, right?
That's what pedestal they're putting him on. So
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Schuler received income from his business or income generating activities that he should have declared. It's a tax department issue. It's like what? The tax assessment.
It's a filing issue.
The total amount of tax avoidance is counted in hundreds of millions of euros. Is it?
Allegedly. There's no proof.
And then number two, this is the one that they really wanted so they could justify the red notice. This is the real one here, right? So they make this thing up. Schuler physically assaulted a 16-year-old victim by grabbing their hair, dragging them into the stairwell and knocking them to the ground. Now, based on our knowledge of Richard, this is not sort of thing that Richard would ever participate in unless he was being attacked. Anybody would do that, right? You didn't defend yourself. While the victim was lying on their back on the floor, Schuler punched 4 or 5 times in the face, nose, eyes, and headgear. Why isn't the normal police running this, right? It's just ridiculous. It's just
Can anyone find his police statement?
Yeah. Schuler caused the victim to suffer pain, broke facial skin, bleeding, and swelling in the facial area. In addition, the victim's clothes were covered in blood. Good one. Why is that not just run by the normal police? I mean, this is supposed to be for like murderers and terrorists and stuff like that. And here we are. And the timing is just so suspicious with the SEC event. And this is a typical sort of thing that these guys do. They talk to each other and get things done. It's just such a sham, dude. Europe's most wanted fugitives, blood's on the hands it's got there. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that was probably what spurred all the drama there. Let's see what we've got in the chat there. We're getting any more comments. Sammy says, "Yep, needs exchanges." Yeah, I don't know if anyone's used Change now at the moment. And what else?
I'm surprised there isn't more people using those sorts of things. I mean, surely if the bridge is not working, mind you, the fees, you may be
The fees would have been ridiculous. Yeah,
getting ridiculous, and probably maybe even some of the slippage as well. But hey.
Damn, says Sammy, this is not looking good at all. Yeah, this is a perfect time to buy. You just got to get the right pick on the day because there is quite a lot of volatility. Can't get a break, Unreal, says Sammy. I don't know. I consider this a big break. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, if you can get across a bridge before the FOMO kicks in, I think, not financial advice, but it seems like a buying opportunity myself.
Yeah. Pulse Fusion says, "Hey, Superman, bargain buys, but this bridge needs to be fixed yet. We can't onboard people with stuck, great buying opportunities insane." Yeah, it would have been really good if you had DAI or Ethereum over there or something like that. One of the ETH wrap versions. They have fixed this bridge for better. They have fixed this bridge for better adoption. Yeah, well, it is something we'll need a lot of work on there. I guess the other thing is also the stablecoin, Coast stablecoin. I wonder if that was working pretty flawlessly in terms of onboarding. Now you still go through Coast peering, and not sure what the peering stability.
Yeah, I don't think Portal X would have enough liquidity with the pairs on theirs. Like you probably could have got $1,000 across if you're quick enough, but I think there's not enough there to do any big amounts.
Yeah, Kirby says they just gave Roger Ver life prison for tax evasion. Same will happen, Richard, most likely. Yeah, well, Richard's got pretty good lawyers, and it's alleged, and all the stuff is alleged. So anyway, let's get into Richard's kind of responses, because Richard's been responding about that. Let's find him. Richard Hart's. It's like being in Braveheart, isn't it, for Richard Hart? Hopefully with better outcome. My whole life, I've been preparing for the future, anticipating it, creating it. I'd never been safer, and I'm excited for the future. Now, that, of course, that line there is very fitting. That's very good talk there. Let's get started.
Are you bringing that up on the screen? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, my whole life I've been preparing for the future, anticipating it, creating it. I've never been safer, and I'm excited for the future there. And I've never been safer. I really like that strong aspect of it. The Honourable Justice in SEC versus me should have her ruling out soon. That's the timing, right? The timings are so ridiculous. I mean, these guys their playbook, the corruption in these agencies is just insane.
Because their case has no grounds on Richard outside of the US. So now they're trying to obviously, by using any means outside of it to, withholding.
And they know they did really badly at the court case. And even I said to this months ago, even the layman's reading of their case against Richard was really badly written. Just for a layman, you didn't have to be a lawyer to work that one out. And when they got
you would have to think they know it's going to be dismissive, man. So they've literally thrown this out there, even though that information come out on the 18th of this month. They bring it to a head now. So it's crazy.
So have a ruling out soon. So we're expecting that probably by the end of January, before the end of January, right? 3 months, up to 3 months, something like that. Donald Trump will be in office soon. And of course, that's good news around the SEC. We know Gary Gensler's resigning 20th of January. He's still, that snake is still in charge at the moment. But we've got Pulsex, Pulsechain, and Hex and Signum are all functioning wonderfully. They certainly are, especially today with an opportunity to pick up discounts. This makes some entities mad, and of course we know who they are, SEC/Interpol. But there's literally nothing they can do about it except be mad. It feels great to be wanted, which is a nice solution there to the notice today. Nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. Those are pretty powerful words there, and of course that's part of the populist movement. That's what we like. But he also came out with another one that was 5 hours ago. He had 207,000 views on that. But we also had this one come out only 2 hours ago. If the haters really wanted to get me down, they could raise more than 27 million I did for medical research. Write free self-help books better than my Survive and Fix the World. Work in the courts for legal precedent for peer-to-peer publishing software. And of course, that there is a big outcome in this case potentially, right? is this freedom of speech and stuff like that in terms of blockchain.
Absolutely.
Found things that work flawlessly and become valuable. Install bidets for their mothers. Bidets, sorry, for their mothers. That's not something we have down under. So I remember being in Paris and seeing a bidet in a like a third-rated hotel room, which was terrible. Never get it. Even I thought third rate would be fine, but a 3-star, but it was terrible. It was terrible. I think it's just because the building's so old. Anyway, so we got nothing. Nothing makes haters angrier than success. Every time they think of you, it reminds them how they're not doing half of what they could. They let themselves down. They let their families down. It's easier for them to tear down others than to rise up themselves. Hate is a poor substitute for progress. Why settle for being wanted when you can be the most wanted? That's like stepping that up again. I love it. I really do the best I can to make the world a better place. And I must say, the world can be pretty unkind to folks making a difference. First, they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. And of course, we know Trump likes winning, and we're in the mood for winning. So that's kind of cool. Win is in my name, and winning is in my blood. Think about how much we've accomplished, and it seems like someone up above must want it to happen. There's too much serial success for it to be an accident. Yeah, well, it's good. I believe in God, so it's going to be. I'm with him on that one. All right, so kind of cool. That's from Richard. Big fight talk there. Love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think you could have said it any better. And, obviously with the legalities at the moment, I think that's the most clear you can put it across and concise. So, people take that as they will, and the market will decide where we go from here. So,
yeah, and we've seen a lot of people in the crypto community more broadly talk about Richard Hart, right? So, I'm not sure if I've got that on the list here. Let's see if it's we've got trending and stuff here. Not sure what that would be on for you. We've got following. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I'm not sure where the trending is on this because I don't spend enough time on here, but bam. All right, let's have a look. For you, I guess it might be. No. I normally have trending lines in here. I can't pick those up. But it's Explore. Maybe it's Explore. No, it's not Explore.
Trending, yeah.
All right.
There's trending up there now. Yeah, look.
Let's go over there. Oh, is it trending up there now?
There is, yeah. You have a look there now, just above the photo.
Yeah, let's have a look. Just trying to see if anything's on there on the list. Superman, I'm trending. That's good.
Oh, good on you. Oh, well done, Superman. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring back
you and Trump. Look at that. Wow.
Trump's on there. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Richard Hart is trending. It's type Richard Hart on, and
it was definitely any publicity is good publicity, they say, right? So Pulsechain is definitely getting some publicity out of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of people there along Pulp. Was it Pulp DeFi there? He's posting around. I did see the Gary Capone pushing it out there. Altcoin Daily breaking. Ex Richard Hart founder wanted by Interpol. That's so true, isn't it? Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. We like that. Yeah. So, pretty good. Lots of big influencers sending it around. This guy's got 221,000 Mason. We've seen Mason around before. The KDP putting it out. The timing of the Interpol announcement is planned. The SEC is conveniently about to lose their court case against Richard Hart. They put Richard's picture for tax fraud next to murderers and traffickers, didn't they? They did do that.
That's amazing.
Ridiculous. I don't know if we've got that picture here, but they come up every billion. They come after every billionaire for tax fraud. They don't win. Richard's posted on X saying he doesn't have a care in the world. So very much in line with the mighty Trump.
I wonder if nuclear herbs is any. I know it's not necessarily.
Look at these crazy. I mean, crazy up with these murderers. Look at this. It is insane, dude. This is how corrupt the system is, and that's why
they should have used the profile picture with his top hat on.
Yeah, well, that would have been good. Yeah, that's why Trump has to clean the system, right? Because it is so corrupt. Now we're all for getting real criminals, but this is just ridiculous. Like both of those were civil issues, and both of that list that they put a red notice on. It's crazy, dude. So yeah, crazy stuff. Now, what do you want me to look up? Herbs.
I'm not sure if maybe nuclear herbs. It's not really a court-related thing, but
Yeah, sometimes he does court stuff, right? Like that.
Yeah. What's his game views?
What we got there?
Funny
Funny part is that people don't realize this is helping him, not hurting him. Yeah, that's
100%.
But that's what liberals do, right? They always set themselves up for the, especially crap ones. They always do that. That's how they made Trump stronger, right? That's it. I think that's what's up there. So let's get back to some of the charts there. Hex at 1.8 cents, still looking like a boss there, I reckon. And you like to say over 2x pretty much for that.
Even if you go the 24-hour trending,
Oh yeah, you want me to go 24-hour trending? So look, let's jump back here, 24-hour. You want to look at the weak ones there?
Yeah, or even the top gainers.
Pulse.
Yeah.
So Pulse
like 6% the hour.
It's at 5,800, down 70%. It's actually recovered quite nicely. Let's go into the Pulse. Have a look at. Well, let's look at the Richard Hart ones, eh?
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, we were all the way up at 8,900, and we were getting back pretty close to SAC price, right?
We got to SAC price on the East chain. So there was a 150K pull of Pulse, and someone put 93K into it, and it pushed it above sacrifice price over on Ethereum.
Oh, so you want to pull up EX then now?
Oh, no, that's fine. We'll work on this.
Yeah, well, this is the Pulse one. So we got down on this week today. We're on weekly still. Let's go to the daily there. So we worked down all the way down to 4,200. Man,
I think it's further than that.
Well, based on here, it's saying 4,200, 42.63 with 4 zeros, and now we're at 58.50 with 4 zeros. So that's quite a decent little comeback there. So we're up 37%, but we were kind of on the day here. We did start the day. The open was 77,035. So we're actually not really that far away from that. Getting back to that's another 21%. Even back to yesterday's, we're up 25% to get to yesterday's. So not bad.
So total move to recovery from that super from the low. What's that going to be? If people have caught that,
36% for the week.
For the week,
and for the daily. Well, I guess it depends where you take it, but let's take it from 7,000. That'd be 20%.
20%.
What about that low? The lowest point to that number now?
Yeah.
To now we're up
up until that 7. Sorry.
Up to 7. That would be 65%.
65.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's only a few people that will catch those lows, right? But still, man, if even a 50% would be amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you had East Stables over on Pulsechain, you'd be laughing.
So Pulse Coin List has got winners and losers at the moment. So showing Milady back up 34%. PDI. Let's have a look at PDI. So we've got Hex at 1.84. We've got Pulse at 5,850. Pulse X for a minute, but PDI is at 1.57. So a nice little discount on that speculative play.
Yeah, that's had quite a big move.
Yeah. Let's quick look at that.
That had the strongest recovery within the first hour of that dip. PDI did. Yeah,
well, if you're a believer in the PDI to $1 and the make a DAO theory for Richard Hart, then what a great steal that is, right?
Well, the deep state believes in it, so we should believe in it.
Yeah. We got 8,600th of a penny.
That's why they went after Richard.
Man, look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, that's true. Let's have a look at some of the comments in the chat. We got Kirby says, let me just change this format here for a little bit. We got Richard is still a US citizen and US government requires you to pay tax no matter where you live, and he tries to deny ownership of sacrifice money, says Kirby. And that's in the courts at the moment, so the courts will decide on those arguments with the Howey test and all the rest of it. So and it didn't look very good in his favour, so in the SEC's favour so far. The case is dismissed, so they are doing something, says Andrea. They are desperate, says yeah. So that's what we're looking. We're looking. Well, they don't necessarily have to dismiss every different claim. What was there, 5 or 6 claims in there? They don't have to dismiss. The court could dismiss 4 out of 6 of them or something. But definitely they look weak, super weak. So I'm pretty happy with the 75% chance of victory. But we'll see. Ultimately, we're waiting for the judge's call. ZB says, let us soy soaked fingers. That's so real today. Wookie loves that sort of talk. Come on, Wookie, you must enjoy that.
He's charting.
They tried to take Trump down the second time, yeah, and they're trying to. I mean, all the people that are fighting for freedom and all that for the better value are in play, right? So just remember, the sacrifice funds are still sitting in the magic pool. They're not moved, so they're still there, and there's a lot of good things to come in the future. So it's important to take into account. And there were no expectations, right? When people went in on that in the documents, anyway.
It's certainly interesting, isn't it? Like, I guess a lot of us have kind of known that a lot of these agencies that everyone used to believe in, potentially once upon a time, and now you're kind of seeing just how the system works and just actually how corrupt things actually are, and so it's really flushed them out into the open a little bit. And I think if you got some sort of intelligence, you can kind of see it for what it is and start to realize that what is really going on, right? It's pretty amazing.
Santa says, first, let's see, don't count your chickens and beef at all at once or hatch at once. Yeah. Well, it's a risk return, right? Risk return. So you take what you can.
Yeah, no one's pressing the buy button for you.
That's right. That's right. No. We're all big adults or something thereabouts. Some of us are more child adults, but
some of us are bigger than others.
All right, so we got PDI there. What do you reckon about that, guys? 1.577.
Yeah, healthy recovery. Absolutely. That's just the sentiment in the market is just telling you all the signs that you need to see. So, I'm not sure how much is still stuck on the bridge. I'm not sure how much more is still yet to come across.
Yeah, the bridge was pretty.
Are you able to look at GoPulse or something like that for that information, Superman? Or
I'll try and bring that up. Just in one moment, caller.
It's going to be interesting to see how this affects the whole P to $1 scenario, right? That everyone's talking about. This is obviously a really good buying opportunity for anybody that might be involved in that. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. It could accelerate the situation. I don't know. Interesting to see.
Look at the beats. Gone for another run.
Yep.
7.7 million. Hey, look, this was up over 9 million. Nothing. I saw the swap price over $2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy. But here's the kingpin, right? So the kingpin is the bridge. The bridge, because of the bridge values, that's actually gone up another 4.5 mil.
Yeah.
With the next recovery. So I saw it down at 150.
Scroll down, Super. Does that also give us what's coming out? Yeah. So that's slowed down. That was at 3.8 earlier today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. So I think the market's going to probably move on this. Obviously, not financial advice, but this is definitely looking pretty good.
Yeah, definitely looks like a fun event so far.
Let's look at Pulse Fusion quickly. So it's just better to look at these comments like this.
Sure.
They must be getting intel from Gary grocery workers have infected the clown at Interpol puppets. I mean, the waste of money of these useless corrupt agents. Oh no, it's crazy. Absolutely.
Oh man,
Right.
The whole system needs a reset, right? It's just out of control now. I think
I think we lost.
Oh, what happened there? Mob calling Austin. Come in, Austin. Is he there?
He might have pulled out his headset.
We'll bring him back on. Meanwhile, we dominate. Where'd he go? He's frozen. He's frozen in the Matrix. Are you there, Wookie? No, he's frozen. We'll wait till you come back. In the meantime, we will let me just disconnect him.
Yeah. What other news we've got? Did you want to have a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and that, Superman? Get your thoughts on where you think
let's just kick it. Should we kick through PulseX first?
Sure. Yeah.
And let's have a quick look at PulseX because interestingly enough, cryptographics. a fairly large influence in the Pulsechain community. He's doing his project. What's the? I'm just trying to think of the name of the mathematical thing. The Taurus. He's doing Taurus, and he's switched the purchase because he's linking tight next to Pulsechain. Right, he's linking that to not Pulse now, but PulseX, which I think is a much better move. And I bet they wish they had started today, and they had. Well, I don't know if they'd had a problem with the bridge, but they would have wished that they could have gone on a beautiful entry right now. So PulseX at the moment's got down to a low of 2,300, so that's back to where we were in the old days, back here in October. And now we bounced off yesterday, 2,358. We're now at 3,700. So a real nice, powerful move back for PulseX, up 55%. But we opened up another 90% to get back to where we were from the bottom, and from here that's about 21%. So pretty similar to Pulse, I think it was.
Yep. I've got the Fireys coming past with Santa Claus in the truck in a minute. So
Yeah,
I'll have some sound coming through. So everyone wanted to mute
probably
yourself.
smashed through all our buildings, just to do their illegal arrests and all that.
I swear it's not them coming for me, being in Richard Hart stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look where we were recently. Only a couple of weeks ago, we were up at 6,100 on PulseX, which was a very good, strong move back. And then now we're back down to 3,700. So just some good value opportunity there. Looking good ahead of our Christmas rally, which we're still expecting. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will try.
If you can hear that audio coming through, Superman.
Yeah, your audio is fine.
Okay. Yep.
I'm just going to pull up TradingView. I'm on a different profile, so that's why it's a little bit difficult to bring stuff up. But we will have a look. So your overall impression at the moment, pretty good opportunity. What do you think? Because these are typically trauma events in the market, and then we've got the bridge issue. We don't know what the net outcome on the bridge is until it sort of plays out. But at the moment, I think it's definitely,
Yeah, I think Richard has said as much as he can say. So, if you want to use that as an indicator, or if you just want to use the markets, how it's recovered, then, they're kind of leading indicators in regards to where the chain and the strength of the chain is going to show itself moving forwards. It doesn't mean that even some big players could just be waiting for the price to recover, get people to get excited again, to think that that's the dip over and that they take another bout of profits back across chain. Still yet to possibly see that, because market makers like to play that sort of strategy sometimes. So, we've seen it with some other collapses in the past, but this one to me is not it's not over by any means. The code's the same. Nothing's changed besides the fact that there's been this little information that come out, and Richard says he's in a safe place. So we just have to take that at face value and see it all plays out. Yeah.
he just doesn't want to go to Spain, right? We know what happened to what's name when he went to Spain.
You mean not Spain?
Yeah.
It was
Was it Spain?
no, it was.
He was running around on his yacht all around the South Pacific or something, and then he ends up going back to Europe, which was a mistake. And then he got to the prison.
Was it? Oh.
Forgetting his name myself. Oh damn it, I forgot his name too. You guys know who we're talking about, because we just got brain freezes right now.
Yeah.
I think Richard Hart brought PDI and core tokens, and pump is about to start. Yeah, and look, we're on board with that, man. We think that there's a number of major things that he can do to Pulsechain to get the glory, as it were.
There's been a lot of people coming into Pulsechain buying this PDI over and not even knowing anything about the RH products. So it just shows you how much new people are coming into the ecosystem as we speak with all these events. Possibly a few of them have just exited, not being in the first one with the SEC. So, this is just going to prove the strength of those people that believe in the product in the long term. And unfortunately, it could be them buying back at a high price if they're not used to these events. So, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. Now we know who we're talking about with the crypto guy that died. He was the security software guy. Just forgotten his name. Yeah, just I don't know why it's just completely left me for the moment. What was his name? No, it's John McAfee. That's it, John McAfee.
Oh, John McAfee. Yeah.
Yeah. Spanish court. It was. I'm pretty sure John McAfee. Yeah, Deep Pixels. Thanks, man, for that, John McAfee. Yeah. So that you don't want to end up in some Spanish prison because the whole thing's set up, right? All the Europe stuff's all set up. They're doing some good stuff there with real criminals. But they also do a lot of this political prisoner stuff, right? And you don't want to end up in some of these places.
Europe has to be a scary place to be at the moment. With a lot of
it is, dude. It is, yeah. So I'm honestly hoping Trump not only does he deal with America, but he's got to deal with all the global institutions and with Europe as well. Those guys, it's crazy what they're doing in terms of EU and all the institutions, unelected bureaucrats that are part of a global deep state. Really, they're saying the report was posted December the 13th, so you need to pump now before you have to turn himself in, says Brips.
I think it was the 18th that report.
Yeah, that was the 18th today, but it has been around since around September. We saw stuff from CoinGecko and stuff like that that've been around.
Right.
Hey, Wookie, you back?
Hey. Oh, yeah, I had to go to my safe room, Super. I heard some sirens, and I was just talking about those agencies, and I thought I'd better play it safe. Yeah.
It's funny you heard that because Brennan heard those outside his.
I thought they were coming for me. Oh,
that's true.
Crikey. I was like, ooh. I was misspeaking when I was talking about those agencies, and I figured I'd play it safe. Yeah.
Glad you can make it back. Let's get into what we got. We're going to have a look at Bitcoin before we get back to Pulsechain and have a look at some of the other hot ones like PDDC and others that must be just what a steal to pick those up, I reckon. So let's look at Bitcoin. What are your comments on this one, Brennan?
Yeah, well, I had us coming down and touching the 50 EMA the other day, and we went directly to it. So, I think if you throw up the 50 EMA, charting doesn't have to be like high tech. You can find really good indicators just off smaller ones. Yeah. Obviously, I use all of them, but even just the known indicators print you a vision of what you're looking at. So if you go to the 50
I'm just using a demo account, so I'm just using a free thing, so I won't let me put
right.
It email.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can't put that up. Yeah, okay. Well, the 50 was right at the 92. I think 92,100 and something or other. It was 92.50, and we bounced straight off that. We did print that the Dragonfly on the daily and Doji. And now we're sort of sliding back below that at this point in time. So, Christmas, everyone's talking about crypto. Everyone's talking about their positions and how they got in at maybe possibly the lower 60s. And, that could be enough to drive up sentiment. Usually does in this time of the year when everyone's getting together with their family and that. Yeah. And I think possibly the new year, January early, that's when we'll have that pullback. Within saying that, we are sort of getting that now. So
I've got the 50 on this one.
88K, 88,000 would be the next range that we're looking at.
So I just pulled up the 50, my actual profile count, and we got the 50 there. It's pretty nice. Yeah.
On the dot, yeah.
92,400, and we bounced off that the other day. Remember with that butterfly?
Yep. Yeah. So, this could just be, I don't know. I haven't looked at the shorts and long positions today, but the market doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot of leverage. So, we could just.
We're looking good. In my view, we're looking good. We've had every Bitcoin halving, we've had this kind of profile, and then we've had the big banana part of the bull market.
We're waiting on that banana part. And on the time frame, we're literally at that point right now. So
I just think there's kind of a little bit of a bear trap here. And of course, we did have the news of the interest rate cuts down to 2. We did have the government shutdown, which has now been averted. So
We had Jerome Powell
looking
saying
good,
that
mate.
they weren't
We're
going to put
looking
it on
good.
their treasury.
We are looking good, and we had good inflation numbers with the PCE rate, so that was better expectations. I think it's looking pretty
That's
good.
probably
Only
going to get
28
sideways
days.
for a couple of days, you reckon? It's
that?
looking like it's just going to track sideways for a little bit, and then it'll decide what it's going to do, I guess, right?
Maybe only a day or two, to be honest. I mean, it's yeah. Brennan?
Yeah, I think we'll probably get an upside leading into Christmas, and then that'll sustain for a few weeks, and then we'll have a correction either in the middle or late of January, and then you'll have the euphoria start after that month. Yeah.
Now that we've had this kind of a bit of a correction, do you think when it gets to the Trump inauguration, it may just take off, basically, as opposed to,
I just think it's going to do it before it. I just think it's going to do it right here.
You think it's going to do even before it even, yeah.
Yeah, right in here, yeah. We're going to get Christmas rally, New Year rally. And honestly,
you don't think there'll be a dump before the Trump inauguration and then go again?
We just had it. We just had the dump.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
We just had the dump here, this dump from 108,400. We bounced off the 50-day moving average, down 15%. That's $16,000 correction.
What does 88K put us at, Superman? Just as our next
on the correction.
Oh, so you're assuming correction down 88.
What is that? What is that?
That's 18% from the top. 19% almost.
Yep.
That was kind of our break. That was a little breakout level after breaking out, but
yeah.
Now ETH. Let's have a look at ETH. Eh?
Yes. Well, this is the interesting one.
So ETH's at 33.45, and 2 days ago we got down to 3,100, and we were still above the 200-day, which is currently at 3,040, but we're below the 50-day.
Yeah. We would definitely want to see us back above that 50, and quite soon, I believe, in regards to that, just to continue. Like, we're not really seeing the dominance between the pair is quite. Yeah, I think ETH bros would not be liking the side of this at the moment, but I think ETH can break back above that 4,000, and Bitcoin even stays around about where it is now. That will solidify another alt season, like the big alt season coming up for alts for our next run up. We sort of, it's not every altcoin's going to follow the ETH, but it'll be a major indicator for the first alt season rally for this market. So we really need ETH to sort of get a move on in regards to a possible 2 alt season, at the start of this year and the next. You got any thoughts on that, Wookie?
Well, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? Because I mean, obviously there's a lot of big players in ETH, right? So they have kind of suppressed the price really up till now, right? They haven't let it run away at all. So it's really hard to know what the long-term game plan is, I guess. It's going to be I think it's going to be a bit of a different cycle this time around to some degree, right? It's just hard to know exactly how it's going to play out. But I think the ETH cycle is going to be a bit later than normal. It just looks that way, right? I think they're really wanting the Bitcoin to have a good rally, I think, and then at some point they'll let the ETH go, I guess, and then of course then we're into alt season, right? But who knows, really? When you got all these big players in these markets now, it's they can kind of manipulate things a little bit, right? And it's probably not something that crypto people have been used to up to this point. But the cycles will still play out, but they're just going to be manipulated, I guess, to some degree as much as they can. I don't know
Yeah,
how you
hey,
feel
look,
with that.
I'm feeling very bullish. I still think we're getting a Christmas rally, New Year rally, somewhere in that zone. So it's not far away.
So you think at any point now, Superman, that we get that reversal?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think the
yeah.
Bitcoin's going to go, right? It's going to go, yeah.
And maybe just after Christmas Day, like Boxing Day, into those few days in between New Year. But it's definitely coming very shortly.
Are you able to bring up the Fear and Greed Index at the moment, Superman, and see what that level is, by any chance?
Don't know if I have that on my list, actually. Are you talking about on CoinGecko? Are you talking about?
Yeah, CoinGecko, Glassnode.
Yeah, it's been pretty high, isn't it, the last few days, I think?
Yeah, I'll bring up.
Not sure with all these liquidations. Like we've had pretty large liquidations in the last week or so. I think maybe 1.7 billion would have been possibly yesterday. I didn't watch the end of the close there, so we're okay. Yeah, 59. Maybe that is a good trigger. Like if we get back to that 50% level with the sentiment of the market, and then you really rally up Bitcoin.
We bounced off here, right? We bounced back here.
What date was that one?
It was
the second
beginning of the year.
Yeah. So even that big liquidation event recently only drew us back to about 67. So this second one now has brought us back to 50. So, I think you're, the fear and greed level.
There's definitely a lot of clear air, right? I mean, with all those liquidations gone.
I think so.
Shaking a few loose hands out of the way. And it's just it's like they've just cleared the way, right? It seems like.
We got the crypto market cap got up to 3.7 trillion. We're now at 3.33. Still early days, man. Still early days. What's gold market cap at the moment? Do you know that? Is it 10 trillion or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah. I think might have had a wee spike in the last couple of days actually. After the interest rates, markets get a bit jittery, obviously, and they tend to pull back initially, and then they start their move, into safer assets, so to speak. People get a bit jittery for a start, and then they figure out what they're going to do.
Well, the stables ratio had risen, but that needs to stay below the 4% level if we can hold that. Because if we get any higher than that, then that's flipping sentiment pretty drastically, especially this time in the market. If you look at previous bull runs, we've been down this level. But if anything, you could argue it's been lower. So we'll just have to see with that ratio if we can.
Gold's actually up 28% today, so that's a big bounce. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, especially in that market, right? That's it's not crypto, so 28% in the gold market is a serious.
Gold market cap is actually because I'm doing pre-rally, but post rally on gold is actually up at 17.7 trillion now for gold.
17.7 trillion gold market cap.
Yeah. So
I think the target.
Yeah.
Everyone's target's in between 7 and 10. So,
And we are seeing some of the institutions are opening up their financial products to not just Bitcoin, but to Ethereum and XRP and others that they see as blue chip. So we could get back to altcoins, it could get quite a strong move into that, which I'm expecting. We're at the doorstep of that now, and this pullback's actually really cool little bear trap before we get that rally. So I'm pretty bullish about where that's heading.
XRP Army has nothing on the Pulse Army.
Just getting back to the institutions. I mean, if they obviously now, it's pretty obvious that they want to get into Bitcoin, and they have to know about Ethereum and the size of that market and that chain has done. So you can guarantee that they definitely want to move into that market. But of course, first they have to kind of shore up the whole Bitcoin and get that market under control to some degree, so they can start moving over into Ethereum, I guess. But I don't know if they'd go any further than that. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think they're probably the only two chains that are probably big enough for really large investors like that to operate on, because it needs to be a pretty stable market. You know, I mean, they're never going to go to Solana or anything like that, right? That's just never going to be a thing. Anyway, that's how I see it anyway.
So we've got these rallies, right? So we rallied through 2020. Look, rallied through 2020, rallied 2016, rallied 2012. 2024's upon us, baby. There we go. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Come on, let's go. Come on, as we say.
Looking, just trying to read those candles prior to the Christmas rally on either cycle. What's looking more identical to you guys in regards to
the 2020 looks very similar to where we are now, 2024, right?
Yeah.
Almost identical.
Yeah.
You think about banana moves on these, and you got to remember we got the perfect lineup now. You know, unlike anything before, and yeah, we might have way more cryptos than we did, like way more cryptos. But what are the most valuable? You know, top 100, top 200. You know, it's and how much more sophisticated is crypto now with dexes and bridges and other things like that. Albeit we probably need more than one bridge on Pulsechain, but you know, you get the idea. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for people. I'm a noob on dexes. Where can I get Hex PDI Pulse? Explain like I'm retarded, which I am. We won't quite say that, but you can. You got Pulse X. You've got 9mm. You got 9-inch. Those are the three main dexes, and of course you can use a Petius, which is a dex aggregator, which routes through all the best pools to get the best rates, and that's on Pulsechain. You will need to use the official Pulsechain bridge or some other second-party provider which does wallet transfers, like
all official links are in the Hex Token Discord. So you know, if you want, official links,
get in the Discord and
jump in there. We're in there most of the time as well. So you know, if you need a walkthrough through that, we're happy to do it through there. Won't do it on the stream. Just
but probably point that was on before. Point Pulsechain is a good place to start, isn't it? I mean, it's a good place to start. Probably perfectly fine going through there. So I'll post that for you, David.
Oh yeah.
It's got a lot of links to the ecosystem and other stuff like that. It's a good place to get involved. Also, it's got if you actually click on the charts as well, it gives you trade. You can trade straight away. It'll pull up a trade thing, and you can get into it.
It's actually. I don't use that site enough. It's actually really quite a useful site, to be honest. And for some reason, I just don't use it.
Map, things like that. So it's pretty good. It's got analytics. It's got the dexes that I talked about. These are the top dexes on the right there. So you just go ecosystem map, and you'll get to those. Probably Petius is the one to use because it is a super dex aggregator and it's pretty fast. So you can use that.
Yeah.
Roger says, what will happen first? Hex to that 16 cents or BTC to 1 mil? I'll leave that one for you guys.
I'll put my money on Hex.
Hex, I think I'd go to Hex before but
it's going to take a lot less capital to push Hex. That's pretty easy math, that one.
You're welcome. Yeah. So there we go. You heard it. 16 cents on Hex. All right. What would Hex be if Bitcoin was $1 million? That'd be pretty crazy. Well, PDI Maker Theory plays out. Golden Magic Carp Ride plays out. Yeah, we're talking dollars and dollars.
Dollars, yeah.
Who knows? Theory plus well past.
You probably actually be able to calculate that fairly easily, actually, if you wanted to. Maybe we should do this a stream on that on the X predictions again. Absolutely, says Roger. Absolutely.
Roger.
Right. It's too easy, isn't it? It's too easy. Let's get into it. All right, so I think that's looking pretty good across the board. Pulsechain, have a quick look at that at the moment. How long we've been on for an hour and 4 minutes? Not too bad. Hex Pulse down at the moment 15%, Pulsex down 16%, Signum down 16%, and Hex down 16%. But look at Hex almost back at 1.9 cents, and you could have picked it up for 88 hundredths of a penny today in the last 24 hours. What a steal! What a steal! Yeah, I think the market's already speaking, isn't it? I mean, obviously we haven't got the bridges, or they're still a bit laggy, but
how are some of those charts looking on the 4 hour, man? Did you already say that, or was it just the dailies we looked at?
No, let's push the arrow here. Actually, you know, I haven't actually used the arrow on here on Pulse because I always use
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't
There
it?
you go. Looks like a big, nice. That was on the 4 hour then, Super.
What a crazy.
The hourly there.
Look at that. Talk about V-shaped recovery right there.
Now, we know that normally you want to get over 2/3, right? Don't you? 2/3 back. So we think we're pretty much close to that. So I don't know. 2/3 is normally a pretty good rebounds.
The market is smoking.
What a V-shaped recovery as well. I might even go full.
Yeah, if you go to the 15, I think that was even showing a better formation of that.
It's even better looking, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We might get one of these little wick downs. Might get or something like that. But yeah.
That's
1.9. That's at 1.9. Yeah, that's looking real good, man. And that's why we said on title video, Pulsechain epic buy opportunity, because just felt like that was the sentiment that we're in.
It'll be interesting to see
in 550 days, and you know, there's a lot of believers around. 590 days, I should say. There's a lot of believers around.
I think if it really moves through that 2 cent range, right, quite easily, then that's really a strong recovery, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, there could be a bit of resistance at that 2 cent, right?
Yeah, and I don't see ETH moving down too much from here. Like I say, I'm still expecting our Christmas rally. You know, we've posted these charts. I still think we're going to get that through the other side. We've had a dream run, right? We've got a dream run for crypto. We've had the Bitcoin ETFs, the Ethereum ETFs, top tier ETFs for other protocols. We've had endorsement of BlackRock accumulation, even though BlackRock sold a lot yesterday. We've had weekends, and we've got other ETFs have been fairly strong, and we've got now nation states talking about sovereign funds and all sorts of things like that. Once you get nation states, and then corporates now talking about getting it onboarding, right? Michael Saylor, and talking to him about how they can incorporate it, on some of the big tech company balance sheets, and of course superannuations. So once it goes, they all start going, right? Domino. So we can have multiple years of appreciation, and as we do that, of course, the volatility will decrease and the returns will decrease on the top tier blue chips. But man, Richard's got a vision, I think, for making Pulsechain one of those high worth chains in the world. So I'm pretty excited about where that's going.
If you want the most decentralized stable coin, we could see it in the next couple of months. So
let's talk about a few of these other ones that I want to talk about. So we've got some popular ones here. Teddy Bear. We've got the Interpol. So this is James Maria. Maybe
UFO Superman, has that had quite a recovery? That was a good buy before we come on.
Solid X, which I think is a bit quiet there. We've got this Milady that came out a year ago that's been doing quite good recently. We'll look at that. UFO, we'll look at that. Number 22, 9-inch. Yeah, just going through some of those. So we'll come back. So let's have a quick look at a few of these ones. Teddy Bear, making a bit of a decent rebound there.
A really strong recovery.
That's huge. Yeah. There's
Still
a lot of people that love it.
Yeah, so this is Moon King, right? Moon King. I think behind this is this. This is a Troper as well, James Murray.
Yeah, so this is the official Troper meme coin.
Meme coin, yeah. So that's James Maria, right? The super dev, the mathematician, or whatever he is, and maybe working with Richard Hart, right, around Peter Maker, possibly. It just seems possible, but in any case, that is ticking around, looking fantastic, isn't it? So the other one, of course, is a Troper, which is his as well, James Maria, and that's at 11 cents at the moment. What a rebound! So that went all the way down to just under 6 cents, and it's of course topped out recently up here at 22 cents. and what that's been amazing. Of course, helping a lot of the LPs all across the place. And at the moment, you said what the tropers are targeting particular token accumulation with its arbitrage.
Yeah, they've got multiples, like 50 tokens in their liquidity web. So yeah, they're just building that up quite a lot. Marie's moving around to balance all that sort of stuff out, and obviously they're heavily pegged to PDI. So yeah,
you'll probably.
Marie's also buying a lot of EHEX she wants to push the narrative. He wants to push the narrative that EHEX could be the first PRC20 copy pegged or parity.
Right.
And then that will solidify any of the PRC20 copies moving forward and endorse people to come across chain. I think obviously the PDI theory is also pushing all of those pools up in value. So, by the time they get to $1, we could be at 50% of those levels as opposed to Ethereum's price. So, that's just going to be a massive marketing claw for Richard, and he'll have thick enough pools. If people want to come in and just take what they got as their copy and exit, then the ARB bots will push all those up relative to the PDI maker theory and all, etc. And even the Troper with all their liquidity web. So be very interesting to see.
Very strong, and today would have been wonderful for that sort of activity with the liquidity web and arbing everything. We got Paul O'Shea says, what's going on with Interpol? Well, we did cover that at the beginning, Paul, so just rewind on that one. And you can see us, we went through the Interpol updates and Richard's responses. Blessing says, you're all pegging still? Yep, still pretty strong evidence, I think, for the P-Maker theory. Obviously, we've seen some good things happen there. We'll see how that plays out, though. Not 100% guaranteed, but certainly the evidence is weighing in pretty well for it. Blessing says all three, USDC, USD Tether, and PDI, no doubt. It's the one you're talking about. Guys,
all those charts have recovered, right? All those sort of the PDI narrative charts.
Make sure you go over and get your
the same, right?
Make sure you go and get your ADA copy, Paul, on Pulsechain. It's gonna quite a steal.
Really?
Yeah. So we got PDI is at 1.66 cents, so it's recovered 6.5% last hour, and we see Hex is almost back to 2 cents. So I think the market is broken. I'd be very surprised to see some of the bigger players smash that down again or so forth. Hex is about to recover. Yes. No Hex, 4 6. Yes. Well, of course. Yeah, we're sort of very bullish about that. So that's the title of the video. Pulsechain epic buy opportunity. So we're with you on that one, Blessings. All right, so let's get into some of those. With Teddy Bear, Trevor, Solid X, I think it's a little bit underplayed at the moment because this is Fire Whale, right? Randy Lasky's whale friend, and it's back up at $21. So that was a really nice buy, $12. And of course, recently been as high as 42, but it's got the crash game coming out, right? It's supposed to be the Christmas time, so I'm not sure where that's at the moment. But nice little bounce back there. Remember the beginning? We were watching it. Got up to a whopping $265. Remember that rally out there?
Oh, man.
One of the best action plays on Pulsechain. And what will its future hold when it gets that crash game out? We'll see.
Yes.
Milady doesn't care about what's happening on Pulsechain right now, apparently. Nope. So Milady's just been pumped. It's been around for a year, and it's just another one that Moon King's involved with. I'm not sure. A year and 7 months, but for some reason that's rallied. I don't know why that is. Do you guys have any idea?
I don't think we know who's actually behind that, do we? I think no one's really come out and owned it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. So this recovery is just epic, says Lies. You're absolutely right. Lies Beneath knows what's happening. To be honest, I have lots of faith in the project, but hold all three. Well, just keep holding. It's diamond hands for the win.
Yep.
All right. Not financial advice, because due diligence. Go be careful what you're on there. But we got this like UFO. UFO, man, there's a lot of upside to UFO, dude. Look at that.
Yep, absolutely.
Came back down to 403,000. Yeah. It's at 405,000 at the moment. So just get back to today's open. So at 24%, and get back to its recent highs is 80%. So that's actually got a lot in there. And of course, it's related to PDC, right?
Yeah, and it relies on volume. So if there's a lot of volume going to come back in and buy up those charts, then UFO will definitely benefit from that.
Yeah.
Even
what
the
else
Grace
is-
currency.
And the greys, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, did we talk about that? Oh, PGC?
No,
We haven't talked about PDC.
So PGC, obviously, one of the best performers
Look
on
at that.
Pulsechain.
Yeah, look at their recovery, man.
Let's go.
Bang.
So we got down to 000 2,100, and now we're at 000 3,900. Oh, what a nice regainer! Oh my god, that's
yeah.
so yeah. If you were sitting on ETH or PDI or ETH or EDI or something like that on Pulsechain, you didn't have the bridge to worry about. You would have had a field day today, picking up some deals. That's up 85% and 155% or 2.5x back to the peak. But of course, this has been performing like a boss.
Yeah, I think people should take notice of that. Like, we don't know how many times we're going to get these events, but you just don't know. So when you're in profit, you know, and you're taking that 2% or something, instead of exiting the bridge altogether or going elsewhere, just sit in your little stash of stables. And then when you get opportunities like this, and then you get back to the upside, this is where mad gains are also made in these events. So
it does show, you know, I come back to the basic principles of AMM pools, though. You know, there are buckets of money. So if you wonder why suddenly we get this, you know, it's first mover on these sort of black swan events. And so, you know, the price can be pulled down for a period of time for the pot of gold falls back up. But still 1.8 million liquidity still in there. Wookie, you got some comments on this one?
Well, as I was saying before, you know, like this is helped by volume. So whenever you get these big volume events, the Gray's currency will definitely benefit. I mean, obviously the price is got pulled down with everything else, but it's still going to benefit from all the action that's going to be happening over the next week or so, I guess. And so I'm pretty sure you'll see that green candle just keep on heading to the upside, I guess.
So do you think it being a reflection token that these recoveries are much more sustainable?
Yeah. Well, they kind of benefit. I mean, maybe not instantly because you see the prices going down, but you know, the whole increase of the volume on the chain, because you draw benefit from the volume. So whenever the volume's up, it benefits the protocol. So and this is going to be a volume event in a way, right? Initially to the downside, which doesn't help the price, but then as the money flows back in, you know, these type of tokens should benefit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just look at it.
Yeah, and look at that recovery, just straight, you know, just instantly recovery, right? Bang. Yeah.
Well, an hour ago, we had some action on the chain through the bridge. So let's see what that looks like. Pull that up. Bam. So is there any other ones you want to look at? Because those are obviously some of the popular ones, high performers. So Pulse alerts here, we had 100 ETH come through an hour ago, bridge the Pulse chain. So it's 330K. Let's see what else we had through there. We obviously had a lot of exiting, trying to exit the chain over there as well as Hex, 10 million Pulse Hex sold. Had a lot of,
there was a report of 500 ETH super, but I didn't verify that. So
well, it looks like in the last hour we've had 2 lots of 100 ETH come through, so that's 660K coming over.
It looks like the bridge is opening back up again. Do you think that's
100%?
You know,
so that's going to be a lot bigger, like the validators operating. I'm just forgotten how many validators.
We can see this price action play out for the next few hours, for sure.
So the beats have come down 5.8 million, so it's come down 10 cents for a Pulse Hex swap. So yeah, I think things are opening back up again, and that's only, I think, going to bode well for the Pulsechain, relief rally, as we call it, epic buy opportunity. So that's pretty much it. So looking pretty good. like I say, it's starting to recover. Hex back almost at 2 cents. So, man, what an opportunity that was.
If you had left for a few hours and come back, you would never have known that this event had happened.
Yeah, that's right. What event? What happened?
Well, I was at the Centre Parade. I mean, what event? I don't know.
What happened that time? At band camp? Remember band camp? No, I don't remember. Don't remember whatsoever. Hey, look, that's probably Pulsechain coverage. It's doing pretty well. Buy opportunity still there. Bridge is probably opening up quite a bit, and we'll see. Maybe it's
14% discount on X. 15.
So we'll see what it's like tomorrow. When we cover it, but it's looking pretty strong in recovery. Let's have one more look at the strength of that Hex chart actually. So yeah, I mean it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Can we have a look at some of the PRC20 copies, Superman, on GoPulse? If we just scroll down and have a look at that list once you've done here.
So was that PRC
20 copies? Yeah. If you go to GoPulse and scroll down to the bottom. Keep heading down. Keep going. Yeah, forked. So, what have we got there? We got...
PDI's only down 2.4%, which is amazing.
So that's been the strongest one. But then we've got, PWBTC. Is that on that chart? Oh, yeah, it's the top right-hand corner. That's at 5% as well. So that's compound. You got PRV that was one of the strong movers. That's slightly down 17% now. So there's opportunities there.
The balance is a good option. The balance is down 36%. That's got to be a good opportunity if you're into the PDI.
Can you click on that one? Can you click on that one, sorry, Sue? Just to see.
Very low volume, of course, but
yeah.
That's a steal. I've been picking up little bags of this, but that's the real steal there now. Wow,
that's that'll be pretty good. That little balancer one there. LP's 44, so it's a retail play, but still, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah.
And the compound looked pretty good too, was it?
Yeah, so I would say balance, obviously lighter, maybe. The RV one's down 80% still, so that could be a bit of deal there.
Compound's only 6%.
If you click on Pulse Wrap Bitcoin, Superman, just want to see how low that got. I think it got around 500.
I think you got brought up though, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Look at that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Close to $350. That one.
Okay. Almost back at 1,000, yeah, and it opened up pretty much there. So
yeah, I think you could have just about picked up a Bitcoin for 500.
It's only $10 away from the open for the yesterday. For that hour. Sorry. Let me go to the daily. I'm in the wrong time frame. The open for the day yesterday was 10.91, and we're at 9.55, and we're actually, like I say, we've got more than a 2/3 pullback there. So I think anything looking more than 2/3 pullback is pretty good.
If you believe in the P maker theory, then a lot of these coins are still on a massive sale. So keep that in mind.
In the matrix, indeed. Hey, look, we're up to an hour and 23 minutes, but I do want to. I'm going to switch away from Pulsechain quickly because we've got the Shogun on Titanx is about to close, so we must cover that to finish up the show.
Oh wow, yeah.
Not directly Pulsechain, but we did see some Titanx selling at the same time, so we know that some Titanx selling was coming over to try and get over the bridge, but a lot of them would have got stuck. They probably got through now though, so maybe that's what's come in to pump the prices there.
I think the ecosystem in Titanx probably has about 30 to 40% of Pulsechain or X-Coins. Yeah. So they could have been seeing that opportunity, stuck in a bridge, let the prices down. So we had dry powder to jump in some of the Titanx ecosystem in the short term. That was absolutely there.
Yeah. So what have we got there? We've got 8 minutes to go on day 24. There's 28 days in the distribution phase. So there's only 4 more days after this. It's got to be FOMO time. And if we've got 8 minutes to go, the yield is down at 21%. The price is at over half a penny, 51/100 of a penny. And we've got 777 billion in there, which is about just under what we had yesterday for the close. So we've still got 8 minutes to go. We know we get a lot more in there. So I know we're going to do a 900 billion today. I don't know. That's getting close to do that. We have to have pretty large players come in. But definitely this is looking better than yesterday. Yesterday, probably, in my guess, if we get FOMO, the last 4 days will be the lowest day. So day 23.
Yeah.
But the stats, you guys know I've got the stats. I've been taking snapshots of that to see how it's going. And, man, I've been impressed with the stats so far. Let's have a quick look at the moment. We had a big minter yesterday, which is whale number one now, just sitting on his 100 and something million, 108 million. And we had liquid yesterday about 1,141 million. And we got liquid at the moment 1,164. But that's with the fact that we had that big number one whale mint out his Shogun. So normally we would actually be down in liquid. Now we do have probably around, maybe I'm guessing, but around 200 million that hasn't been minted, some in that ballpark. Now liquidity was at 181 million yesterday. We're down to 170. War chest was 474, and this is the big one. So war chest is what's going to be the vector auctions on day 29 onwards, and we've gone from 474 to 500 there, which is crazy. That's 24.35% of the total supply. That's insanely going very well. And then we've got the burning. The burning was 177, now at 187, so that's up 10 billion. And the war tax burn was 30.6. It's now 31.6, so that's up 1 as well. So we're up 11 million on the burn, which is fantastic results. And if we actually look at percentages, the burn yesterday was 8.83. Now we're at 9.12. So the burning is actually going up as a percentage. And the liquid was 56.94. It's 56.67. And so the liquid's gone down too. That's even with that whale minter that came out yesterday with 108 million. So this thing is a juggernaut, right? A juggernaut. Now, let me just get back to the auction here because we're counting that down. Another 5 minutes. Yeah, so 4 more days after this. And then what happens to the arbitrage? We're going to see all the fundamentals play out. X28 arbitrage ramped up. Secondly, our protocols in X28 launch. We've got Stacks that's launching tomorrow. That's going to be potentially buying Shogun. We've got we won't have a Titan farm because it's a V2 pool, as far as we know, because it doesn't allow you to take out the fees and all that sort of adjustment that's needed for Titan farms. But it will have Stacks. It will have what's the other one that's coming up? There's 2 of them, isn't there? The brain freeze there for a moment. Warp, is it? I can't remember now. Let's have a look. Let's find out what
Stacks, yep, and
there's 3 of them that I'm aware of. We've got 5 to 7 on X28, so that's going to be bullish from the other side of the trading pair. Let's see here. So Stacks, we're going to have Ouroboros, the big lending protocol. So it's going to be staking Shogun. There's not a lot of Shogun, relatively speaking, and Kaizen. That's right. Potentially Kaizen coming out now. That's a little bit uncertain. But Kaizen there is obviously a vault pillar for Shogun, and with the volumes that should be able to launch, right? With the volumes going through there, fingers crossed, through Vault. Sorry, for Shogun, through Kaizen. So we've got 4 minutes to go. Let's see how this wraps up here. 782. So we're getting pretty close. I don't know if we're going to get close to 900 now at all, but are we going to get to 800? That's the question. Let's see what the results are.
We've also got some of the vortexes being only days away from being released as well, right? Hydra, I think, and you say your Shogun's only got a few days to run in its auctions. So there's a bit happening, right? There's a bit happening over.
You are absolutely right. There are tons of things coming for the Titan X system over the Christmas holidays. You've got Viper Boost came out yesterday. Stacks is launching tomorrow. Vortex is coming out 2 days later on the 24th, Christmas Eve. Shogun last distribution day is the 25th. So that's 4 more days of that. And then the 25th is also going to be Matrix. 8 days distribution finishes. 26 hyper vortex. So we're going to have the Hydra and hyper out by the 26th, and the staker payout as well. Then the 25th, 26th, we could get Ouroboros launching the big DeFi. That would be a supply sync and potential demand for all of Titanx tokens, potentially including Shogun. And then, of course, on the 28th, we've got Godex, which will probably benefit Inferno. Yeah, that's
and I was listening to Rags Riches, or Brendan as he's now known today.
Yeah.
And he's still talking about them launching the
Dex.
Dex.
For Morpheus, OMG.
So before Christmas. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
So just like Pulsechain, we could see some very big turnaround here happening for the Titanx ecosystem at the moment.
That Morpheus ratio looks really good.
Yeah, so we've got Morpheus. Where's that at the moment? So Morpheus down here.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Let's have a look at the ratio in there.
Yeah, it had a pullback, but it's bouncing back again after today's bit of a calamity.
So yeah, it's back to 46. So,
actually, it's done well. Yeah, it's done very well.
But it's climbing up. It's
it's trending up, isn't it? It's just trending up all the time.
Yeah.
So we actually had yesterday low on Shogun was 713. It was much lower than I thought actually. That was
yeah.
The second best day was the day before. That was just under 795. So this might end up being the third lowest day.
Could be. I thought it might have snuck into the eights, but it's not looking.
Yeah,
like
so did I. So did I do. And but look, actually at the moment we're still on second best day. So it looks like the last couple of days have been the best. And are we still going to get that FOMO? We've got 4 days to go. We're sure we're going to get some FOMO days, but we'll see. People are really underestimating the power of the bot burning and the buy and burn, the LP syncs, and of course the
arbitrages.
The ability to ramp up the arbitrage with X28 after the 28 days when we only are rotating around that war chest / perpetual option. And then, of course, as we say, Stacks is launching tomorrow as well. Wildcard, right, gets a lot through the Stacks. That's a element 280. Then we, could see nice across the board for Titanx, let alone Shogun buying, and X28 as well.
So Stacks is basically it's the easy button, right? Is what
it is the easy button, but it's an upgraded version. There's no tax on the Stacks. As far as I believe. That's probably the exception, but yeah, it's basically like element 280 369, but upgraded, but paired with some of those. So I think it's element 280 it's paired with, if I remember right.
So the day has ended, but it sometimes does sort of complete some transactions.
806.
806, there we go, yeah.
60% on the ROI, but 806. I really did, because we had quite a high number coming in. So definitely 900 was definitely on the board, but no, we fell well short of that. We just slowed right down.
That would have taken one of the big wallets, I think.
Maybe the Pulsechain sentiment. Maybe people going over to from Titanx to Pulsechain, because that all hit at the same time this afternoon. Maybe that's what dampened out the bigger day.
So was today or yesterday the best day for auction?
Yesterday was 714 billion. Today we're at 806, which would make it the third best day.
I may have actually snuck in yesterday, just as it happens, which is I'm kind of happy about.
A master move. So that normally it takes a couple minutes to reset. But let's do one more refresh. Probably should be done by now. 806. So that looks like
generally, that's probably the final number. Yeah.
So not too bad. Let me just take a snapshot of that for our strategy club members. If you guys haven't joined our strategy club, links in the video description. Maybe Wookie will post this as well.
Potentially
in the chat there. All right, let's go. So that is pretty much that. Stats, of course, we're going to get another 100 million out because remember, it's only going to be 2.8 billion. But look, we're already at 56.68% liquid, and we essentially got 2.3 billion out. We have 2.4 out today. There's probably 200 billion unclaimed, give or take. Obviously, we've got 100 billion coming out now, and we've got 4 days left to go. And the other thing I've been following pretty closely is not only some of these, but actually the LP for Shogun. and we're still holding up pretty well. $500,000 of volume by my count. I haven't got all the pairs on here, but all the big ones. Titan X is on a pullback, obviously with people chasing Pulsechain a little bit, and ETH sort of down where it is at 3,300. So once we get the turn on this, that volume goes up. Remember, it's got an 8% buy, sell, and transfer tax, and that's all feeding these protocol in terms of the war chest, the buy and burns. It is pretty, and it's going incredibly well. The buy and burn continues to go up. Liquid percentage continues to go down, and we've only got 4 days to go. And then the X28 arbitrage, if that gets ramped up, second layer protocols, man, off to the moon. This is really the best combination between Titan X, X28, and Element 280 and Vault all put into one. Pretty crazy. We've got Francis here and Alice. Hello, good to see you, Francis here. All right, so we're up to an hour and a half. I think that's pretty good for a live show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A special thanks, of course, to our special guests, Brenton, our TA guru, and Wookie. Wookie, what's your speciality? Golf champion.
It's sleepy.
Potentially. So, hey.
And he heads up our kill squad from Mafia. We've got
staying alive is potentially one of my skills.
He's a samurai.
Yeah, we'll see you on Mafia. Now Mafia is delayed a day, so the land grab's going to be on, folks. Don't miss out Mafia. We've got plenty of links on that in the Discord. And
has it? Yeah, is that breaking news?
A couple hours old, but
I've been looking at charts. I haven't been.
It's not 2 more weeks. It's not 2 more weeks. This one day. But,
I guess this disruption has pushed
the price pumped. Yeah, the price pumped in Mafia before, like just slowly pumped, like it was going to start a rally, but then of course Pulsechain had to sell off, and it just got sold back. And then the delay in the net, so it got sold back down again. So you still got that pre-speculative rally on for Pulse Mafia. So it's something worth considering. Oh, get that shirt up, man. Yeah, that's awesome, mate. Oh, well done. That's spectacular. I hope you get that off, Brennan.
The ETH Killer.
The ETH Killer. What a t-shirt. So a big shout out to ETH Killer there. That's
some mobsters out
here. San Diego.
What do you got there, Wookie?
I have no idea. It's some I don't know. It's not Pulse related. It's dogs of war. Because that's when you hit the Mafia or hit squad, you have t-shirts like that. Dogs of war.
All right, guys, it's been awesome. I'll see you guys in Discord, and that recovery in Pulsechain. It's pretty impressive. Not over yet, though. It's not fully over, but it's certainly looking pretty positive at this stage. All right, take care, everybody, and catch you guys again tomorrow. Signing off. I'll give you guys the last word. Go for gold.
Cool. Go, Brennan.
Stay long and strong.
Yeah. No, don't let this FUD get the better of you. It's really an opportunity. I'd go and make the most of it if you can. Peace out.